You know how sometimes everything comes together in surprising ways? How a moment can feel so perfect that it seems like destiny is involved? That's exactly what happened when Az Chike shared a post on Instagram that captured everyone's attention. This wasn't just another artist showcasing their work or posting random content. It was something much more profound, communicating a lot with just a few words. The Chicago rapper, recognized for his authentic storytelling and true street style, selected a Kendrick Lamar song to accompany a moment that felt both personal and significant. And when you're expressing gratitude to fashion icons like Pharrell Williams and the legendary Louis Vuitton brand, you can be sure that every detail is important. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. The post itself was simple on the surface, but anyone who knows anything about the culture understood this was layered with meaning. Az Chike, an artist who's been grinding in the trenches, suddenly found himself in a position to acknowledge two of the most influential forces in fashion and music. Pharrell, the man who's touched everything from producing timeless hits to reshaping streetwear and luxury fashion, and Louis Vuitton, a brand that represents the pinnacle of success and style in a world where image is everything. For someone coming from where Az Chike comes from, this wasn't just a casual thank you. This was a declaration that he'd made it to a level where these giants were taking notice. But here's where it gets interesting. The choice of Kendrick's music wasn't random. Anyone who's been paying attention to hip-hop knows that Kendrick doesn't make throwaway tracks. Every song is intentional, every lyric carries weight, and every melody tells a story that resonates with people who've lived through struggle and come out the other side. The track Az Chike selected speaks to themes of perseverance, self-reflection, and refusing to let others define your journey. It's about standing firm in who you are, even when the world tries to count you out, tries to put limitations on your dreams, tries to box you into what they think you should be. For Az Chike to use this particular song while acknowledging Pharrell and Louis Vuitton creates this powerful narrative about an artist who knows exactly where he came from and isn't forgetting it even as he steps into rooms he once only dreamed about. Think about the journey for a second. Az Chike didn't come up through some polished industry machine or get handed opportunities on a silver platter. He built his reputation the hard way, through raw talent and authentic storytelling that connected with people who saw their own lives reflected in his music. The streets of Chicago aren't kind to dreamers, and the music industry isn't exactly rolling out red carpets for artists who refuse to compromise their sound or their message. But here he was, standing at the intersection of street credibility and high fashion, two worlds that don't always shake hands easily. The fact that Pharrell, someone who's successfully navigated both spaces for decades, was extending recognition meant something profound. It meant the gatekeepers were opening doors that had been locked for so long. Pharrell's involvement adds another dimension to this whole situation that can't be overlooked. This is a man who went from producing beats in Virginia Beach to becoming a global icon who sits front row at Paris Fashion Week and helps design collections for the most prestigious brands in the world. He didn't just cross over, he created his own lane and made it look effortless. When Pharrell co-signed someone or showed them love, it carried the weight of someone who understood the grind, who knew what it took to go from the bottom to rooms where decisions about culture get made. For Az Chike to receive that acknowledgement and then publicly express gratitude while using Kendrick's music created this trinity of artistic integrity, Kendrick providing the soundtrack, Pharrell providing the bridge, and Az Chike representing the next wave of artists refusing to choose between authenticity and success. And then there's Louis Vuitton, a name that's been synonymous with luxury for a century. But in recent years, especially since Virgil Abloh took the reins as artistic director before his tragic passing, the brand has become something more than just expensive leather goods. It became a symbol of breaking barriers, of street culture ascending to the highest levels of fashion, of kids from the hood seeing themselves represented in spaces that once felt completely inaccessible. When Az Chike thanked Louis Vuitton in that post, he wasn't just thanking a fashion house, he was acknowledging a shift in culture, a moment where the streets and high society weren't opposing forces but could actually exist in the same breath, in the same frame, in the same celebration of excellence and creativity. The Instagram post itself probably took Az Chike less than a minute to upload, but the ripple effects of that moment tell a much bigger story. It tells the story of an artist who's moving with intention, who understands that every move in this game is a statement. Choosing Kendrick's track wasn't just about picking a song that sounded good, it was about aligning himself with a certain standard of artistry, a certain level of consciousness, a certain refusal to dumb down his message for mass consumption. Kendrick built his entire legacy on being uncompromising, on making music that challenged listeners, on creating art that would stand the test of time rather than just chase temporary trends. By using that music in this context, Az Chike was essentially saying he's cut from the same cloth, that his aspirations go beyond just getting rich or famous, that he's trying to build something meaningful.
What makes this moment even more powerful is the timing. In an era where social media can make or break careers overnight, where authenticity is constantly questioned, and where the line between real and manufactured success gets blurrier every day, Az Chike's post felt genuine. It didn't come across as clout chasing or trying too hard to impress anyone. It felt like a real person having a real moment of gratitude for opportunities that felt surreal, and that's rare. We're so used to seeing calculated posts designed by teams of people trying to maximize engagement that when something feels truly human, it stands out. The combination of Kendrick's introspective music, the acknowledgement of Pharrell's influence, and the nod to Louis Vuitton's cultural significance created this perfect storm of authenticity meeting achievement. There's also something to be said about representation in all of this. When artists from marginalized communities break through and get recognized by institutions that historically kept them out, it opens doors for everyone coming up behind them. Az Chike's journey from the streets to being acknowledged by Pharrell and Louis Vuitton isn't just his personal win, it's a win for every young person from similar circumstances who's been told their dreams are too big, who's been made to feel like certain spaces weren't meant for them. Every time someone breaks through, they expand what's possible in the minds of countless others. That's the real power of moments like these. They're not just about one person's success, they're about shifting entire narratives about who belongs where and who gets to define excellence. The use of Kendrick's music also taps into something deeper about the current state of hip-hop and its relationship with fashion, wealth, and success. For years, the narrative was simple: make it in rap, buy luxury goods, show everyone you made it out. But artists like Kendrick pushed for something more substantial, encouraging listeners to think critically about consumerism, about what real success looks like, about legacy versus temporary shine. Az Chike using that music while thanking high-end fashion connections creates this interesting tension and resolution simultaneously. It's saying, yes, I appreciate these opportunities and this recognition, but I'm not losing myself in the process. I'm not forgetting where I came from or what matters beyond the material. And at the end of the day, that's what resonates. People can smell fake from a mile away, especially in hip-hop culture, where keeping it real isn't just a phrase, it's a requirement for longevity. Az Chike managed to celebrate a major moment in his career while staying grounded in the authenticity that got him there in the first place. The Instagram post with Kendrick's track, the thank you to Pharrell and Louis Vuitton, it all came together as a statement that you don't have to choose between making it and staying true to yourself. You can do both if you move with integrity and intention. That's the real lesson here, and that's why this simple social media post sparked so much conversation and reflection across the culture. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments, and if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.